Hi there, it's Stacie Tatera, the Milwaukee medium. I hope everyone is doing wonderful. I decided to do the reading outside today. It's Monday the 25th of September, and for us to have such warm temperatures here in the Milwaukee area is not too common or normal. So I thought I would take this opportunity for this reading to sit outside. So if you hear a couple outside noises, please understand that I'm outside, and so we're going to hear maybe some cars and stuff. But I hope everyone had a really great weekend and that things are going well for you. I wanted to remind everyone of a couple things. First being that I will be having an open house at our Wellness Center Inspiration Wellness Group this Saturday the 30th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Our address is 6420A South Howell Avenue. We're just south of the airport in Milwaukee. If you can come, we're going to have lots of really wonderful things for sale, retail items, handmade products, jewelry, crystal trees, all kinds of handmade lotions and sprays, and it's just going to be a really very fun event. And again, we're celebrating the fact that we have been open for 2 years as a wellness center, so you'll be able to meet some of the members of the center, including myself and my business partner Natalie. So if you can stop by, we'd love to see you. There's more information about that on my website, milwaukeemedium.com, and then also on my Facebook page, which you can find information, Stacie Tatera Milwaukee Medium. So I have kind of asked the fairy energy to let me get these cards going and not have them fly across the patio, because the first I started shuffling and cards were flying, I was like, okay, help me out here. But I am going to be using the Healing with the Angel deck, and that is the deck that called to me today. And we've used this deck before, but I felt that this was important for us to use today for the messages. Okay, so just a reminder, the cards that come up get us through the week, give us some insight to get us through the week, but also just general information to help us in life in general, right? So the first card is about forgiveness. And what's very interesting about this card, and I talk about this often, when the forgiveness card comes up, we immediately feel that we have to forgive the other people around us. And that is very, very true. There is also a need for us to forgive ourselves. So I feel like this card is about reminding you that in order to move forward from where you are, or if you're experiencing any blocks, that forgiveness is very important. The other thing I'm seeing is forgiveness can happen in layers. So you may feel, well, I've forgiven that person, but there still may be some underlying, or like I almost call them fragments of issues still sitting inside emotionally or in your heart. And sometimes we got to look at those little fragmented pieces to make sure that we're doing all the forgiveness that we can do. Forgiveness of people, situations, circumstances around us, anything that you feel you need to forgive, that's what you want to focus on. So the cards are reminding us to make sure that we're doing our due diligence in forgiving the people around us, and then also forgiving ourselves. The other thing I want to mention to you is that we don't condone behavior when we forgive, okay? Sometimes people do things to us that really are harsh, can be mean, can be cruel, and that happens. It's really a part of their journey, and it's a reflection of where they're at energetically. But when we are able to forgive them, it frees us up to be able to at least move forward and past the situation. The next card is romance. This has been a theme. We've been seeing this, and I really feel this is about paying attention to our relationships. And this can be if you're, in a married situation, boyfriend, girlfriend situation, whatever that is, whatever the relationship is or the dynamic is, that we get so busy and we get so tied up with everything going on in our lives that a lot of times we forget to, make sure that we are paying attention and working on our relationships. So I feel like this card is reminding us to have fun in our relationships. Sometimes things get so busy and serious, especially when you're in a family and you have kids and you're working and it's a balancing act, right? It's like finding the balance on those scales. But this is reminding us to find the romance in the relationship. It's finding and remembering why we decided to be with the person we're with in the first place. Have fun, find the joy, find the romance, have the conversations. If you feel like you want to have more romance within the relationship, you want to have more communication, you want to have more conversations, whatever that is, whatever that creates romance for you, then you need to make sure that you're communicating that to your partner, because if we don't tell them, they don't know. And so it's important that we're doing all of that we can to communicate that. And then the final card for the week is healing. I feel as though many of us have been doing a lot of healing, and I mean, sometimes it's hard. You know, and I'm no different. I go through experiences, and there are things in my own life that I've been working on healing as well. And it's a matter of us taking the time to even know that we need to do some healing. That sometimes we want to skate through life. We don't want to deal with some of that deep emotional stuff that's inside of us, and we're like, I'd rather just not deal with it, and it just gets buried deeper and deeper and deeper, and then it will manifest somehow, whether it's physically, whether it's emotionally, whether it's all of the above. And so the healing is first acknowledging that there is probably some healing that needs to be done for you. Again, it kind of goes back to that forgiveness card for the week, because forgiveness is part of that healing process, right? So the cards, as always, tell a story. We're working on forgiveness. We're building our relationships and the love around the relationships, and we're healing. The other piece is if you've come out of a relationship that maybe wasn't working, or things are just, you know, we shift and change friendships and relationships all the time, and sometimes that is what needs the healing. But I encourage you to go inside and see what it is that you feel needs to be healed, and really be honest with yourself about that. It's not always easy to say, you know what, I'm still upset about the situation that happened with me and my dad or parent or spouse or sibling or friend or coworker, and it really hurt me and it's been sitting in my chest. Start to pray and meditate on that and allow that to be healed. Ask that your angels, God, and your guides come in and assist you in that healing. If you feel you need to go in and have an energy session, have some Reiki work, some shamanic healing, to have a counseling or therapy session, all of those things help with your healing. It's finding what you love, finding the joy, and then allowing that emotional issue for you to release, and then heal it and let it go. It's just so important. So the cards are really quite lovely this week, and I always love this deck. The imagery on the deck it's so like Renaissance-y and it's like a romanticized deck. But it really is encouraging us to go inside and really take inventory on what isn't maybe sitting well with us anymore, what isn't working for us anymore, and forgiving that, to heal that, because energetically we're really in a time where we're being called to do our work. People who are not really digging into themselves and knowing that there's more there than what we just see, it creates anxiety and depression in people because they just stuff all those emotions. And the Spirit and God want us to be able to acknowledge them, to work on it in whatever way works for you, and then heal it so that we can open up to be the full potential of who we are and why we're here, right? So beautiful reading. As always, I always appreciate your feedback. I I every week get messages from people saying, oh my gosh, I felt like you were speaking to me. And my prayer and intention before doing any reading is that the messages are able to impact as many people as possible, as many people that are watching every week, and I very much appreciate that. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My website's milwaukeemedium.com, and you can always email me, contact me through my website. And again, check out the events we have at Inspiration Wellness Group, my wellness center. I'm teaching an angel card class tonight. I have a psychic medium development group once a month, and that's being held this Wednesday. So if you have gifts and you're interested in kind of exploring and expanding on that, that group that meets is all like-minded, very kind people. It's a good place to just kind of feel out what's going on in your giftedness, if you will. So I hope that each of you have a really great week, and you know, again, I'm very grateful that you watch and give feedback for these readings every week, but really great messages. And if you need assistance or have questions or want to come in and see me for a session, feel free to reach out. I hope you guys have a blessed week. Enjoy the weather. I think we have another day or two, and then we're going to get some more fall-like weather, but I enjoy the sun and the heat, so I have been liking this weather very much. But God bless all of you. Have a fantastic week, and we'll talk next Monday. Take care.